Well, hello, kitties. Are you looking for a frightfully spooky podcast? The crew from Hill City Paranormal has a treat for you then. Listen to calls from our haunted hotline, interviews, and behind-the-scenes commentary from our investigations, and even some fictional stories that are guaranteed to send chills up your spine. Subscribe to Hill City Paranormal wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you've been warned.
10,189 leads, and Virginia State Police say they are still looking for the man who tried to stop 20 or more women on the highway.
In that region over the past 2 decades. Was found murdered in rural. It's been over 20 years since St. Cloud native Julie Williams and Lolly Winans of Unity, Maine, were found murdered in the Virginia
horrific crime, a particularly grisly crime.
They called the killer the Route 29 Stalker.
From O3 Films and Watts Creative Studios, this is Route 29 Stalker, and I'm your host, Woody Watts. With investigative podcasts like Serial and Up and Vanished having millions of downloads and bringing attention to cold cases, along with an actual arrest, it's not hard to see why a person would want to make one. My wife has actually been pushing me to do one for quite some time, and I fought the idea. This subject was just way too deep and out of my wheelhouse. And I'm by no means an investigator, or am claiming to be one. However, recent events made me want to tell these stories, repackage the information available for new ears to hear it, and hopefully, something come from it. The thing that made my decision clear was a few months ago, when my company was filming for a nonprofit we work with. We had to interview the director of a shelter that empowers women who have been sexually exploited. Over the course of filming that day, I learned that the section of Route 29 that runs through our area is in fact a sex trafficking superhighway, so to speak. And some of these women that would be in the shelter were victims from my hometown and traveled this route daily. This chance encounter, along with my wife's nudging, led me to start researching Route 29 and its dark secrets. And I found plenty. Its twisted past really came into the public's eye starting in 1996. So I figured this would be a good place to start with the first and the still unsolved case of Alicia Showalter Reynolds.
Between the years of 1996 and 2014, an unusually high number of women have fallen victim to disappearances and murders along the Route 29 corridor in Virginia. Witnesses came forward with stories of a man urging women to pull over to the side of the road stating car trouble. This man would call himself Larry Breeden and earn the title the Route 29 Stalker. The first reported case of the Route 29 Stalker's reign of terror began in March 1996. Alicia Showalter Reynolds said goodbye to her husband in Baltimore, Maryland, and left to drive to Charlottesville, Virginia to see her mother. She left early so she could meet her mother by 10:30 a.m. She never arrived. Her car was found abandoned that same day on the shoulder of Route 29, and her remains were found 2 months later, a few miles away. Detectives have received more than 10,000 leads in this case, and to this day, no one has ever been convicted for her murder. If you have information that could help investigators, call the Virginia State Police Culpeper Division at 1-800-572-2260 or the Bureau of Criminal Investigation at 1-888-300-0156.
Tonight was a big night for my wife. She's the head coach of a high school girls volleyball team, and they were playing their district rivals, and it was her birthday. So it was a special night, and they won, by the way. I went to the game, but I have to admit, part of me was a bit distracted. This case, or these cases, were really starting to weigh on me, consuming me. And this came after a few really long days of getting no responses and doors shut. And then I got an email from the Virginia State Police. And I'm just going to read it to you. We appreciate you reaching out to the Virginia State Police and your interest in speaking with us. However, our department does not condone nor support that particular nickname or moniker. There is no one investigation or killer as mentioned in your email. The Virginia State Police continue to investigate the various homicides that have occurred in the region of Route 29 over several decades based on the evidence, merits, etc. of each case. Thus, we respectfully decline an interview. Point taken. Doors shut. I mean, I understand. I do. But I'm having a hard time with it. I looked out over the gym, and it hit me. What happened to Alicia? It could have been anyone. Could have been anyone on the team. Could have been anyone in the stands. Even my wife. It's heartbreaking. This case. And it's sticking with me. Someone was targeting women on Route 29 back in 1996. No matter what nickname you give them, or even worse, what if it was several people and we never caught them? While it's possible you can't lump every case under one label, surely consistent attention couldn't hurt, or even an interview on a dedicated podcast to the case. And I think it's time I made a trip to where the first incident took place. The series of events for that day start with Alicia's mother waiting for her in Charlottesville to go shopping at 10:30 a.m. Alicia never arrives. The family gets a call around 3:30 p.m. that her credit card has been found on a residential street called Clay Street. Then a few more hours pass and they find her white Mercury Tracer 2 miles south of the town of Culpeper, where her credit card was found. So, on a rainy Saturday, my wife and I make our first trip to Culpeper. Clay Street is like a connector.
So it's not like the main drag, it's just
it's just in between. Alright, northeast. Yeah, it really doesn't have like a start. It's like a...
So...
See, it turns into Old Brandy. Alright, so then Clay Street's right here. It said they found her credit card on Clay Street. And so this...
But this is just a bunch of houses. It's really kind of like a strange place to find her credit card.
God, that's so weird.
No,
look,
it is
and this
weird.
it. And this is it.
Okay, and then there's a train track.
This is it, yeah. This is it. This is all of Clay.
What? I mean, that's not even... God, that's not even a quarter mile.
Alright, so...
And then there's houses everywhere.
But they could have... This could have been like in between, ditching it. Or
that person lives around here.
God, I don't have a great vibe here. Like, I really don't.
I mean, if you find a credit card, which I'm no investigator, and then you find it on a street that's literally like residential, which wouldn't you go, oh, there's a dark truck. Oh, there's a dark truck. Isn't that where she was last seen? Is with him?
But they didn't see the truck. It wasn't here. You go down here, not even 3 blocks away, and there's almost no houses. Look at that. See? There's nothing but these apartments.
You mean here?
Like that could have been just a loop through to get here or to get somewhere else, because Clay Street is just so like in between 4 of the streets.
Somebody had to have seen something though. I mean, if she was in the car with him.
See, this area of Culpeper is so not what you see on the like on Main Street. You know, like the historic shops. Like, and this is 1 street over.
Yeah, and it doesn't even feel like you're in the same place.
No, and it has this weird vibe. And but look how close we are. We just made a loop around the whole area, and we're right back to Clay Street. Like, this is Clay Street right here. That's an old police car that's unmarked. I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about this area. I really don't. I really don't. I'm glad we didn't come at night.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that it's rainy and gloomy, and I just don't have a good vibe. But what's surprising is how close this is to 29, where they found her credit card after the fact. Like, that's what's surprising, because there's Main Street right there. But then they found her car even further away, outside of this area.
It's really sad.
Yeah, it kind of hits you when you're riding around and then you read these stories, and then this is where they found her credit card, this is where they found her car, and then you remember that, oh yeah, that's right, she didn't make it out. She's not missing. But why would you find a random credit card? I mean, think about it. So if you're trying to hide it, I think if you're trying to send people, distract people, then you may would drop something that you know would pique their interest.
So is he trying to say she's still alive and that's why?
No, I don't know. Like, I just think it, because, I mean, really, in all seriousness, like, wouldn't you burn a credit card, or wouldn't you just throw it in the trash can? Like, then nobody would. Like, why would you randomly drop it on a street, like, miles away?
I don't know. I don't know if I believe it was dropped, like, purposefully. If she has to go to a gas station or something that he tried to tell her she needed for her car, then she would have gotten her purse, and she would have certainly gotten her credit card, because she would have known, if I have to get a part for my car. I'm just thinking, as a woman, for me, I'd be like, oh, I need to get my purse, I need to get my stuff. I'm not gonna leave it in my car. So for me, if he's giving her a ride and said, oh, well, the nearest parts place, Advanced Auto Parts or something like that, is in town, then she's going to have to ride in town with him. So more than likely, she's in his car, and he just... Yeah, where are we going? Wait, hold on. We just passed an Advanced... Well, we're not going to an Advanced Auto Parts. And then maybe, possibly, she tried to get out of the car. Maybe at that point, she knew she was in trouble.
Because at what point... we don't know at what point did it turn. Like, did it...
What if he said, I got to stop by my house real quick?
Yeah, did the conversation go from, I am not trying to help you, to now I am trying to hurt you?
Yeah,
like,
and what if she's
like
trying
at what
to get
point?
out of the car? What if she had, sometimes, and I'm guilty of putting my credit card in the back pocket of my jeans, and you tell me all the time, don't do that, because it's going to fall out, or you're going to lose it. And how many times have I found it in the back pocket of my jeans, and I'm like, shoot, I need to keep this in my wallet.
I guess I've been assuming the whole time that it was fairly instant, that when she got in the truck, and it may not have been. It may have actually been like, they may have gotten a long ways away, because she was everything we've read about this sweet woman, that she was nice and trusting, and I think that we don't know. Yeah, nobody knows at what point did it turn south, and maybe did she know something was off, and then so what if where they found the credit card, that was where she got out the truck?
Exactly.
Or they got out the truck. Like, what?
And nobody knows this too, but if she was as smart, and I believe that she was as smart as everybody said that she was, then what if she left that? What if she said, this is it?
Maybe.
I'm going to die, and I need to figure this out, and I'm just going to drop this. And so somebody somewhere will figure this out. Yeah. And she's been let down.
Yeah, I don't know the circumstances. That's something we need to look more into. Is the credit card location, was it used? Was it... Because after that, it's hard to find any information, like the circumstances around the credit card being found on Clay Street. And so this is a few miles south of Culpeper. So I believe, all right, let's see. There's a pull off where they found her car. this down here. It's right at where the guardrail begins, I believe.
This is like a busy highway.
Yeah, well, yeah, 29. Like, I mean, can you imagine? Like, we were right on the side. And, well, this is... So they found her car a few miles south, in the south, with a white, like, you know, thing up on it, like you used to do if your car broke down.
Oh, like a t-shirt or
Yeah,
something?
like a t-shirt.
Or a bag?
Yeah, so... But look how far. That was after the fact, though.
Yeah,
so
but you think about it. If he pulled her over, that's the nearest town. So they're going to turn around, and he's going to say, listen, let me get what you need to fix your car.
Yeah.
Let me help you get your part that you need, or this is, I mean, so look, right up there, they could have turned around.
Yeah.
Right up there in that
turn
around through those trees, and then gotten back on the north side of the highway and gone back to town, because that's the closest place to where she could have gotten in the car with him and said, okay, yeah, you can help me out.
All right, let me get that. Let's look. Oh.
Be careful, because there's like...
I know. It's like super busy. Imagine, all right, so we've been here for a little bit, and imagine how many people have flown by.
Yeah.
And how many people, one, saw her pulled over with this guy, two, then saw her car at a different location than where she was pulled over.
Yeah.
Like how many witnesses there are that could ID this guy and the truck, and how many did see her that day, because I mean there has been no break in traffic.
Yeah. So let's just say this could be the way it played out. What if she got in her car? Let's say he fixed her car and fixes it.
No, obviously that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit any
so
other.
She wouldn't have gotten back in her
she
car?
did not get back in her car.
So the first time she got out of the car was the last time she was in her car.
Yeah.
So she wasn't his first?
No, he attempted this on, I believe it was 20 plus women. That
she was just the first.
She was the first to,
found?
yeah, she's the first to
Okay.
yeah.
That we know of.
That we know of. That's why I'm confused with the response from the police about they don't like the moniker or the nickname. When then what else do you call a guy that tries to pull over 20-some women on the road on Route 29? What else would you call that guy? Like, I mean, to me, it's a very accurate title of the Route 29 stalker. Like, I mean, that fits his description perfectly.
what's up with that.
We need to find someone that survived because he was ramping up his attacks. And there was one survivor that was able to ID him, and she made it out. We need to talk to her.
For more information about this podcast and what we've found regarding the Route 29 stalker, visit route29stalker.com, route29stalker.com. As we investigate this, we will be releasing all the information we gather on this website. We also have discussion boards, so if you have anything you'd like to add to this podcast, please feel free to post it there. Thanks for listening. Meet us back here for the next episode.